good to see you.
Goodbye, officer.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hard car. Hard car to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. We're close. True. Hard car. Internally coherent.
All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow as his very
Hard car. Ah. The question is, what is the question? But there was no question. We're close. True. Hard. Full. Hard car. Hard car to the mega. Internally. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata. Yakokata is a hardcore.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? What about it? Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more. Because it's just trial and error. The offside copy you brought me helps, but you know what? It would be somewhere underneath those.
strange things may flourish in the dark.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to cease.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural...
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of... I know. No, I don't. Great, thanks.
The mother of humanisms. Interesting setup here, like kids preparing for a school science fair. It's nah, that's just the smell of healthy experimentation.
This? Oh, we're trying to see if we can come up with some cool new special effects to add to the visual act. We tinker with things. Art, music, chemistry. Some chemicals, when mixed, can, you know, blow up! Blow up! Not like, you know, in a dangerous way. Or, well, besides, did you know that smell experiences are all the...
Very big in art circles.
Yes, chemistry has many uses. In police work too.
The young man looked startled for a moment.
I hope you get to experience one of our light smell shows sometime, sir.
Feel free to come back later and have a blast with these exemplars of youthful...
We're close. True. Hard. Foot. It's hard car. Skibberdee.
Your cop training didn't...
Yes, what is it? No? Yes. And? I don't care. I don't care about crap men.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid. There's nothing else. That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water. You don't have a reason to. Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there. A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters from them.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could...
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the...
A cold sea wind blows away. It's just a racist mug. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a... But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? It's the legend found in the trash. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's a metaphor. Below the pathetics? It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Way cool. It says, everyone look at me, and an aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Yes, RCM vehicles have had lights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermark.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sat, they're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol. And once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, case files commit to paper. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 5th. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all? The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap, judging by the creases on your forehead and the lines on your cheeks.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. That's okay. We all do, sooner or later.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet list. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show state. Yes, all caps. One is called the next world mural. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected... It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a once all the tasks are accomplished. The case. Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will. The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 facts. It's downright incriminating. He has little choice but to give you one. Or he is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them. Wordless, he pulls one from the loop and hands it to you. The pen is cold, blue, and the tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand, uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of... A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas? Yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as... They're not going to get it. They're going to think, an idiot and a... Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing. Something more concrete, perhaps?
Usual is boring.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest. Could you make it less poetic somehow?
Yes. You know what that normal name...
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly... Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code. Why, yes, your precinct number is... Every last alphanumeric in the files begins Harrier Dubois, HDB. No, the alphanumeric begins with... Can't you see the sire is tired of these fabrications? RAC is... Fine, it takes about half an hour for you to piece one together. Mr. Raphael, which one do you want? Murder. Tum at the hookah parlor. Was it Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo. Mills didn't get off the pot, not yet. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead. Yeah, really lame. So anyway, young man in his 20s, no one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin, movie deal gone. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a... Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, they were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. No, You didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. Two silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. True love is possible only in the next world. For new people call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. The case files do not show you finding the author of the crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it, turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world. In any case, it appears not much has changed.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Fear under threat! Fear under threat! Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground! Get on the ground! I want you on the pavement right now! Then subject yourself to a full-body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth,
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
You'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect alert! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon. You're making it worse, officer.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key! It's the goddamn police shitbag! Hug the pavement! You're under arrest!
She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer. A lower-ranking police officer.
What? Sir?
That's the gun, man. That's your gun. Please get it back.
Easy. Press her too hard and she'll...
Too late, Lieutenant. With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the megaphone against...
Officer compromise! Unlawful impersonation! Pigs en route! Engage your will!
Okay, she's actually more agitated now.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed! I do? Gareth? No, Aggravated assault! Man!
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch!
It's not a code, just disjointed words. All right, this is how we do it. You hurl the tear bag in her face, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. A drop of sweat runs down your nose, and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures standing in a spectacular light show. A large, loud woman is pointing an empty firearm at the other 2.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
What? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
No one ever cares anymore.
Great gears are grinding to a halt.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the...
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8. And loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling, and she did seem... I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without... We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers. That would just be a waste of paper. I mean, look at her. She's not going to respond to a station slip. Okay, that settles it. I'll contact my station after we wrap it up for the day. But I think we're done here for now. Let's...
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? Being left alone. She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and flashes. The woman stands. Is one of those things a police cap? She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle.
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours. The lieutenant nods. The old woman doesn't react. Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect. This gun, Sunrise...
Close. True, hard, full, car, hardcore to the internally coherent. Good morning, yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeko kata. It's the message, so listen.
see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around. Like some kind of cross-country law official. Aye, but don't let it grow too much. This is...
It's getting cold. This late.
Good night, officer.
On the table, you see a bowl of... The bed is comforting. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore.
How have things been going for you out there?
This bastard isn't even listening.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people.
Hear that? You are naive to think he's afraid of his blood. It's much, much worse than that.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad. We're trying to help you. All these
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore.
of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10th.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again,
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church. Stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across. The mother of humanism stands above you. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Unknown. A motor carriage. A gunshot. The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-brimmed eyeglasses, small figures of wise men, common men. Below both women, in luminous black letters, and then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré.
Death, life again. After this exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. Indeed, justice, union, prudence, and force. You are brutal and dumb.
The mother of humanism towers up.
Yes, what is it?
We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore internally coherent.
All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was a question?
scruffy-haired little boy. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press...
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The lights unfold with a little click. Cast.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man? Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same. Officer, I just can't do this right now. The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really hell, most likely. He was an absolute cunt. His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him.
Did he feel like he has to prove he can still pull it?
Guess he was about to head home. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. No. René was the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push. I repeat, an absolute cunt. Even his whole... The only people who could stand to be around... and she never lost sight of it. We've hated each other our entire lives. So, yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were? In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died.
Yes, we are both very...
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know, I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. Yes? What about... Oh, yes. We all got to go sometime, officer. Everyone I love is already there.
We are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life. But to know, I just don't know anymore.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol, a rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the in the middle of a broken plaza in a cone of light, barely visible in the...
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. It has its problems.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the board. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150. At least the last row has 3 perfect. As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract 3 times. And something you'll do again before this is all over.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are
alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers. Often, son, here is where we score your life.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad. That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90 years per... Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's...
You know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger.
That's right. How did you know? Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to for an RCM officer, especially precinct 4, there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Par exemple, why not take up a sport? You've already got that fan gear.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kanema.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
It's you again. What is it?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the...
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Right.
10-4, come in. Fireworker. 10-4, sir. Roger that. And very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report. Roger that. 10...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not enough.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the...
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water. All what I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Give me a moment.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my...
The lieutenant is desperately searching. Hatred? The woman on...
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first-name basis, Pig's not half as dumb as he looks.
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret.
I'm a... Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. They'll never be skulls, but...
She throws you a conspiratorial glance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, this place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it...
She's making a valiant effort to come off as a nihilist. She'd never admit to it anyway.
I don't believe it. They'll never be skulls. Thank you for passing on the message. I don't believe it. Figures. All of you are liars. Thank you for passing...
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth.
He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution.
The lieutenant raises a brow.
Thank you for sharing this wonderful opinion on human sexuality. There aren't many communists around.
Sir?
An old call box with East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name.
You already know that slow shit. Kuno thinks you have brain damage.
Kuno, stop being nice to the pig!
Ease off, see. Don't be... Kuno doesn't...
Looking for something or...
An old monument stands in the middle.
Right to work! Right to...
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you
ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you? What thing? We already got in the harbor. You just want to hear what...
You are obviously a liberal, Sayerlight. A polyculturalist. I can see there are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And of those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidental. A receding genetic pool has led them out. You know them by the names of their nation-states. The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brain, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Simonese are descendants of the Areopagites.
Wait, didn't Ilmaran desert pygmies invent alcohol and get pillaged?
No, those were scimitar-wielding race losers of Sahara.
Jean, baby, you're on fire.
I know, babe. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. For the latter is perfected in adapting. Together,
nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races. Amorph to an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare. The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all...
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
Democratic ethnostates are microscopic. They breed genetic. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Simonese and are Revacholians, halfway between type A and the racial cauldron. Two mixed...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over. Like a fever, the revolution came to Ravachol from Grad in Zaraz-ridden potato carts. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary pris en condition pas enough of type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a Mesk woman and a Simonese man. Only possible if the Mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have...
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood.
The sage will not budge on this.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Goiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the Miss, but enough. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to. There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, Type B, and the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need? I cannot
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military unit.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though. Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes.
Wow, this jacket makes you feel strong, as if your blood is mixing with that of apologies. You're right. The need for a strong central government. It's time to clean up the streets and restore the city to its form.
Gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a...
Mr. Dubois, the word in Martinez is a certain police officer is once a... I prefer my police officers old-fashioned like that. My. She's quite the looker, Harry. You tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up? I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all... Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry. What? Great! You want to bounce something? Absolutely, Harry. What's on your mind? I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, Mike. We're way past specific union members now. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can...
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those Harry. Imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds. No, Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. Yes, I do. I got the centre, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the...
The pain is true. He's seen kids do, and then there will be a giant statue of him, towering above it all.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt.
You would look nice as a statue.
Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as Joyce Messier. Very nice, Harry.
How can I help you? The mercenary, eh? That's so. I haven't heard anything about that. But if that's true, well, he was an enemy combatant. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union...
He believes the Hardy Boys could have done it.
Understood. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish...
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off? It's about not the most popular topic nowadays, but I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science people who've studied these things say that you and me. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when this concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Oh? Good. If we, the evening people, pull together...
Lieutenant Kitsaragi's stern expression remains unchanged, but...
When you said before that you were down with racism, was it meant in earnest?
Well, now you've done it. Let's see if you can talk your way out of this one.
I suppose that's a relief. Just be careful how often you avail yourself of this technique.
We know a lie, sire.
And one more thing. As you've seen, these sorts of attitudes are quite common in Martinez. I've had this conversation enough times in my life. From now on, I'm going to stay out of it. How you choose to respond is your...
sorry, officer. What do you...
Host almighty. He's a total bummer now.
It isn't right. René wanted to be buried in his uniform.
The lieutenant gives you a long, slow shake of.
Oh, it's you again. Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die. I don't do orders on credit. Come back when you have the full amount. Very good. 1 universal die for Wiro Untethered.
It feels icy, just holding this die in your hand.
Okay? Fucking right, pig. Kuno's feeling bath. Fuck no, pig.
Lying that you need to befriend him first.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Again? I can't believe...
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right? It was all right. Subdued. I might start letting people up there again. Now got the 20 real. Then why are you wasting my time? And...
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Speak Revacholian? We speak Suren. There is no such thing as...
The cook is still smoking, ash falling from...
Good thing he didn't understand a word of your stupidity.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. He smiles and bangs his legs. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and... You see a heavy... The door does not budge. The door does not budge.
Tequila Sunset. It's you. We've met before. Don't you remember? Maybe you...
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
You think you feel bad?
No. You need the whip.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my... Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is... You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be...
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Hey, man, I'm not judging. This life's a valley of woe. Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our... One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's... Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, the time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things! Yeah, looms. Why not?
The muscles in your right leg tense up. Your hands cramp on the steering wheel.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that you're...
In this way, you and your motor carriage have...
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Nah, that name sucks. Your Tequila Sunset... Ours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of the...
Wow, that's quite...
Yeah, I bet tequila's a fucking...
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you...
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers, whose main interest was... No specifics, though. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. and that you didn't need anyone.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed. This was before you started talking about how the pinky. You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200.
No thanks to the squares at the precinct. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. It depends, really. Are you willing?
You might get scammed.
No, the reality of the situation. Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. No, no, no. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive. Then I will see you again once you've procured some.
All kinds, sir. Beer and... The legend returns. You know the deal, legend man. Smokes a smoky, pilsner, gets you drunk. You've already cleaned me out of spirits. Aye, by amphetamine I mean speed. Aye, it's what good, my man. Now what can I...
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it will make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus operandi. You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity. Your little... And, let's be honest, there's a little chest... You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air.
I'm not your mother. I don't care. Do what...
As long as you remain functional. To this. You kidding? There are massive. Spring. Everything is clearer.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills.
Good to see you. Goodbye, officer. Big Cloud, true. Yeah!
This young man at...
The one, yeah!
He missed one.
It's nice to be in... Big Cloud, true. Hard cut, internally, all cut.
He furrows.
Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually what?
Yeah! Back on the case! The first page of the second chapter!
Could it be? Maybe for him.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in... Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in it. Isn't something holding it back? From... It's like it's only... I think it's super hardcore, but you're...
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet.
We can all hear it's not hyper-hardcore. If figures of authority keep telling us things are hyper, when they're clearly... Fuck yeah! I knew it!
He seems sure. But you are left with the nagging doubt you might have...
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of... Oh! She uses 3.5. Yeah?
Oh no. we're going to be in this church.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Whoa, thank God. Adapter.
Great! Someone got through to him!
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the arm. The honor will be back! But we're doing no nation, but transnation!
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he is.
Yeah! Revershot!
Unless you were thinking Revershot imperative. That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And he's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell.
Yeah! With the rebel yell! I can do that! If you want that, I can be a conduit for the mystic...
Please don't turn him into a fascist.
Oh yeah, sure. This is exactly what we need. Aye! The nation rules the nation! Welcome to Revershot! Welcome to Revershot! Dark Card basically, yes it is. Lungs are for love! When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs...
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold?
Objectively, it was good for its... Don't listen to that retrograde clock.
All right!
Yes, what is it? Okay, but... think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit?
Maximum! Maximum is the...
I know it is, but... could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no...
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent...
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speaker.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air. Wait.
Born ready.
Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically is suddenly your palms are sweaty. The church seems...
What? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
No wind outside, no waves. The woman looks around. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh. It's out there now. In the world, it will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the...
Guys, what's going on?
This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's...
Oceana! Mother of Mega! The beauty and the beat! The...
No, eggs! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside.
The window is going to come down! No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the...
Come down to earth!
Below it, all the base grows, like the jaws of a giant...
That's it. I'm muting it.
Beautiful car!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive... This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you, but then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears...
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore. You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time?
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use...
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have this. It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a way. I have no idea.
Her voice seems muffled in the...
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here.
I promise, officer. Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measures.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway. Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez.
Some tiny hard thing lets go. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep, you don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it...